What's up, guys? So I don't normally do this. This is more of like a helpful video. I have 2006 Chevy Silverado. It's got the 5.3 V8. So recently, to give you guys an idea, this truck has 400,000 plus kilometers on it. I bought it for $1,000 2 years ago. A couple months ago, early January, it's now I think late May right now. I blew the head gaskets in this truck, so as you can see by the silver down here, I have brand new cylinder heads. Well, actually they're the original ones, but I got them completely rebuilt. It's probably easier to actually see on this side here. So I did brand new cylinder heads, everything, all new hardware, new plugs and wires, new gaskets all around. Obviously I'm still using the same intake because nothing was wrong with the intake. But I noticed this morning that my truck was idling kind of weird, and I could hear it as I was leaving work. I could hear it kind of, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, well, that's weird, because like it wasn't doing that this morning or last night when I left to go to work, and I was wondering kind of what it was. Now, being mechanically inclined, I figured it may have something to do with like my throttle body or my throttle body sensor, or it could be a vacuum leak. And it turns out that my truck has a vacuum leak. Now, there is a difference between the 04 or before 04, because after 04, that's when they did like the facelift models. They did do a little slight small change to the intake. I'll show you guys here. So on the other ones, it's more of like on the, I should say, pre-2004 5.3 models, which is also third gen. They did a slight update with certain little things, and this tube is actually one of them, I believe. So on the other ones, it's like a small little tube that goes down here, and I believe it plugs into the top of the valve cover here. I'd have to re-look to check on the video, but I did notice that when I looked at another guy's video, it was different than mine. But the thing is I didn't even have to dig really deep. As soon as I popped my hood, I kind of looked in the general area, and of course the first thing I seen was that right off the vacuum line. So I know that is exactly what is causing my issue, because the thing is my truck isn't idling like horrible. Like, I just noticed a little bit of change. Like, it was kind of, it was having the vacuum leak. So what was happening is the computer, it was idling low, and then the computer was bumping up the idle by like 100 or 200 RPM. So that's where you get that boom, 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 boom. Like you just, it idles a little bit weird. Now, the truck was bogging a little bit on the highway. I noticed that it wasn't as responsive when I put my foot down. I'd stick my foot down to the floor not to the floor, but I'd give the pedal more pressure than usual, and it would kind of have like a little bit of a delay. So that kind of gave it away to tell me that I had a vacuum leak or a sensor was wrong. But typically you want to start with the cheapest thing, which is a vacuum leak. And as soon as I seen that, I knew right away that that was causing me my issues. But for you guys to know, like, these engines are like stupid easy to work on. I mean, you've got like five bolts that hold on the whole coil pack cover here, and you just undo this clip and the whole thing comes off. Obviously you remove the spark plug wires and everything like that, but I just rebuilt the whole top end of this engine about a month ago. I put it all back together. This truck has, if you guys want to look, this truck, obviously, as you can tell, doesn't have the nicest body on it. It has 410,000 kilometers. It's an old farm truck that I bought for like $1,000 almost 2 years ago. And like, my point is that, right now, with the way the economy's been in the used vehicle market, stuff is so expensive that, I was like, I'm gonna tear this engine apart, and I'm gonna, learn how to rebuild the top end of an LS. Never done it before, so I figured, why not do it? So this is my video giving you guys an explanation. If you have a V8 LS engine, whether it's a 4.8, a 6 liter, or a 5.3, they are all almost identical. The only thing different about them is obviously cubic inches and compression ratio. But I mean, you can literally put a 6-liter block in and put the 5-liter or 5.3 liter accessories on a 6-liter block, like the intake, the coil packs, the spark plugs and wires. Like, you can put everything onto a 6-liter block and even plug it in with a 5.3 computer harness and it will run. But you have to get it tuned, obviously, because of cubic inches. So this is one of those videos where, you know, these engines are so simple. If you're someone who's got an LS and you don't really know much about these, honestly, like, don't stress too much, because pulling these things apart, like, I pulled this thing right down to the cylinders basically, and I was like, maybe I was under 70 bolts and nuts deep. So, like, you know, it's not one of those things to worry too much about, but definitely do your research. You can watch my video, you can watch other people's videos to compare them. My biggest issue right now is I obviously have this vacuum leak, and like, I could hear it when the truck was running. I could hear like a loud air sound, and it was coming from, you know, the driver's side of the engine here, which is where I found my problem. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope that this helps, and I hope that you guys fix any issues if you have any weird rough idling issues. But the biggest thing is, like I said, start with the cheapest thing first. Vacuum leak. If it's not a vacuum leak, pull your throttle body and clean your throttle body out. If that's not it, it might be your sensor. If it's not that, then, you know, I wouldn't even know where to begin after that. But you know, it could be one of those 3 things, and if it is, it's most likely to be one of those 3 things. So I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.